Meet the deadliest job in human history. Not soldier, not gladiator, mammoth hunter. Success rate? Somewhere between never and lol no. Weapon of choice? A sharpened rock on a stick. Opponent? 8 tons of angry fur. Let's discuss the ways this goes wrong. Death by getting stepped on. Flat guy. Death by tusk. Human shish kebab. Death by trampling stampede. Group flat guys. Death by own spear bouncing back. Rude. Death by tripping over own club mid-charge. Death by friendly fire from teammate's spear. Death by mammoth simply sitting down. Game over. Death by frostbite while waiting for a shot. Death by overconfidence. The OG killer. And yet, they kept doing it. Why? Because meat. So much meat. This is the story of one hero, who decided a woolly mountain needed to die, armed with a rock and a dream. Rewind. Meet Ugo, professional rabbit disappointer. Ugo's hunting record: 0 rabbits, several sprained ankles. His tribe ate roots, mostly roots. So many roots. Ugo dreamed of being a legendary hunter. Reality? He once lost a fight to a squirrel. One morning, Ugo chased a hare into the tundra. The hare escaped. Obviously, it's Tuesday. Ugo, defeated, looked up at the horizon. There it was. A mountain. A new mountain. Wait, mountains don't have fur. This mountain also had 2 enormous tusks, and it was breathing? Ugo blinked. The mountain blinked back. Ladies and gentlemen, the mammoth. Ugo's brain short-circuited on the spot. Step 1, pure terror. Classic response. Step 2, heart literally turns into hearts. Because Ugo just did the math. That's not a mountain. That's dinner. Forever. That's a fur coat, a tent, a sled. That's enough meat to feed the whole tribe. For a year. Maybe 2. Maybe 5. And then Ugo thought about the tribe's ladies. Nothing says marry me like mammoth ribs. Ugo pictured himself. Hero, provider, legend. Crowds cheering. Someone naming a rock after him. In his head, he was already famous. In reality, he was still hiding behind a bush. But the seed was planted. The dumb, glorious seed. Ugo made a decision right then and there. I am going to kill that mountain. His friend Blorg nearby said, absolutely not. Ugo said, absolutely yes, and ran home. Word spread through the cave like wildfire. Some tribesmen laughed. Most tribesmen laughed. One elder just slowly shook his head. Ugo didn't care. Ugo had a vision. A vision involving a sharp rock and a stick. The kind of vision that gets people killed. But first, Ugo needed an actual plan. Phase 1 of Operation Big Furry Problem. Research. Ugo studied the mammoth from a very safe distance. Notes. Big. Angry. Steps on things. Solid research. He recruited Blorg. Blorg said no again. Ugo recruited Blorg's sandwich instead. Progress. Eventually Blorg caved. Peer pressure works on everyone. Third recruit. Uga, the tribe's actual smart one. Uga took one look and said, we'll all die. Ugo said, perfect, let's start planning. Step 1, build a better spear. Current spear, stick, rock, vibes. New spear, stick, sharper rock, more vibes. They tested it on a very unimpressed log. The log survived. Bad sign. Step 2, study the mammoth's schedule. Turns out mammoths mostly just eat grass. Riveting reconnaissance. Truly elite spy work. Step 3, pick the weak spot. Ugo pointed at the neck. Aim there. Ugo pointed at the whole animal. Aim everywhere. Step 4, the ambush plan. Dig a pit, hide, stab from below. Genius. Flawless. What could go wrong? They dug for 3 days straight. The pit was crooked and too small, and in completely the wrong spot. Step 5. Practice throwing the spear. Ugo's first throw hit a tree, sideways. His second throw hit Blorg, sideways also. Blorg requested a new career. Step 6. Gather backup weapons. Rocks. More rocks. A slightly pointier rock. Morale was, somehow, still high. Step 7. Paint themselves for intimidation. Results? Mud, some berries, questionable decisions. They looked less fearsome, more confused. Finally, the pep talk. Ugo stood tall. Tomorrow, we hunt greatness. Uga, tomorrow, we probably die. Same energy, different optimism levels. Attempt 1. The pit trap. Confidence. High. They lured the mammoth toward the crooked pit. The mammoth walked, and walked, and walked around it. Mammoths, it turns out, can see holes. Groundbreaking discovery. Emphasis on ground. Frustrated, Ugo stepped closer to check the pit. Ugo fell into his own pit. Poetic. Also extremely stupid. Blorg leaned over. Blorg also fell in. 2 men down. Mammoth, completely unbothered. The mammoth wandered over to look at them. It sniffed. It considered. It walked away, bored. Rejected by their own trap and the mammoth, Uga helped them climb out in silence. Nobody spoke of this again, ever. Attempt 1 failed. Dignity also failed. Attempt 2. Subtlety is dead. Just charge it. Ugo screamed a war cry. Ma! Mostly just screamed. The tribe charged, spears raised, adrenaline pumping. The mammoth turned to face them, casually. It didn't even stop chewing its grass. One raised eyebrow. If mammoths had eyebrows. It took 1 step forward. The entire charge reversed direction instantly. This is called strategic retreat, also running away. Ugo tripped over Blorg. Blorg tripped over Uga, a human domino effect nobody asked for. The mammoth watched, unimpressed, still chewing. The tribe regrouped behind a rock, panting. Attempt 2 failed. Cardio improved, at least. Attempt 3 ambush from above, very tactical. Ugo climbed a tree overlooking the mammoth's path. Plan, wait, drop, stab, glory. Ugo waited and waited, legs going numb. The mammoth finally approached. This was it. Ugo leapt heroically from the branch. He missed the mammoth entirely. He landed directly in a bush, face first. The mammoth glanced over, then kept walking. Not even worth a second look, apparently. Ugo emerged from the bush covered in leaves. A twig was lodged somewhere it should not be. Blorg, watching, simply shook his head. Attempt 3 failed. Dignity, now negative numbers. Attempt 4 fire. Nothing goes wrong with fire. Plan, light a blaze, drive mammoth into the pit. The pit they never actually fixed. Great start. They lit the brush behind the mammoth. The mammoth turned around calmly. It looked at the fire. Unbothered. It looked at the men. Very bothered. The wind shifted, naturally, toward the tribe. Now the fire was chasing them instead. The mammoth just watched. It might have looked amused. They dove into a freezing river to escape. Spears lost. Plans lost. Pride definitely lost. Blorg emerged holding a single wet fish. At least dinner's sorted. Attempt 4 failed. Also nearly attempted suicide. Attempt 5. Everyone throws spears at once. What could possibly go wrong with that plan? On Ugo's count, the tribe hurled their spears. 1 spear hit the mammoth, barely. It bounced off like a pebble off a wall. The mammoth blinked, mildly irritated at best. The other spears hit everything except the mammoth. 1 hit a tree, 1 hit a rock. 1, somehow, hit Blorg, again. Blorg began filing a formal complaint. The mammoth trumpeted loudly. Announcement? Enough. It charged. Actually charged this time. Everyone scattered like startled pigeons. Ugo dove behind a boulder, heart pounding. That was too close. Way too close. Attempt 5 failed. Near-death experiences? Several. Days passed. The tribe's morale hit rock bottom. They were sitting on rocks. Bottom rocks. Blorg suggested going back to hunting rabbits. Rabbits don't set you on fire, he reasoned. Fair point, honestly. Ugo quietly started sharpening a new spear anyway. Ugo stared at the failed pit trap, defeated. He thought about the roots. So many roots. He thought about the tribe, hungry, waiting. He thought about that one heart eyes moment. The mountain of meat, the dream, the vision. Something in Uggo refused to fully quit. "One more try," he said quietly. Blorg groaned. Ugga surprisingly nodded. "But this time," Ugga said, "we actually think." For once, Uggo agreed to listen first. New plan. Combine every lesson learned. Finally. Fix the pit. Right size, right place. Use fire, but controlled this time. Aim for the neck, like Ugga said originally. Blorg's job, distraction, waving a large branch. Uggo's job, the final strike, no pressure. They moved into position before dawn. The mammoth approached, right on schedule. Blorg waved his branch like an absolute lunatic. The mammoth, confused, turned toward the noise, exactly as planned, shockingly. It stepped forward, right onto the new pit. This time, the pit held. Direction correct, too. The mammoth stumbled, off balance, trapped. This was it, the moment. Uggo climbed onto a rock, spear raised high. Time slowed. Dramatic music plays in his head. He leapt. He aimed for the neck. The spear struck true. Finally. A moment of stunned silence. Did that just work? The mammoth let out one final, mighty trumpet. And then, it was over. Silence. Just wind and disbelief. Uggo, covered in dust. "We did it!" The tribe erupted, screaming, cheering, crying maybe. Blorg immediately claimed full credit for everything. That night, the biggest feast in tribe history, mammoth meat. Endless mammoth meat. Glorious meat. Uggo, meat in both hands, finally a legend. The Hard Eye's vision basically came true. Chicks, as predicted, were extremely impressed. Blorg got a fur coat. Uggo got 10. Cave paintings were made that very night. Badly drawn, wildly exaggerated, perfectly on brand. In the painting, Uggo fights 3 mammoths solo. History, as always, was written by the survivors. So next time you eat a burger, remember, somewhere an idiot with a stick made this possible. And that's how humanity learned to hunt big. One terrible plan, 5 failures at a time. Thanks for watching. Now go eat some meat.